Hey, what's going on everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. Okay, this is Year of the Fire Horse. The Chinese New Year is almost upon us on February 17th. Now, because this year is going to have a double fire, the horse is a fire energy, and also it is Year of the Fire Horse, so it's a double fire year. Which means there's going to be a lot of fiery energy, so you're going to have to stabilize your energy, otherwise you're going to be all over the place this year. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to stabilize your pH, okay? It's really simple actually. In the next video, I'm going to teach you some really simple tricks to stabilize your sugar levels. The reason why is because the more stability you have with all this fire energy, the better you're going to do. In fact, the fire energy is going to be like fuel in your car, and it's going to give you more power to go in the direction that you want, as long as you are fairly stable. So this is also going to stabilize your electromagnetic energy in your brain and your heart, and your entire nervous system. So it's going to help you to be calm and have clarity and focus. Now, something I've been saying for well over 2 decades now, probably almost 3, is the electromagnetic energy from the sun especially, and also the alignment of the planets and stuff. It affects your nervous system, it affects your brain, it affects your emotional system. Now, because of in the last 5-10 years, the newer recent discoveries, understandings, and also devices that can see when we're getting more solar blasts and more electromagnetic energy, they are now making, scientists are now admitting and making a direct correlation, like, oh, this is not only going to affect our computers, it's going to affect our brain and our emotional systems. So the thing that has changed with me is when I've learned how to ground myself, my energy, and then also stabilize my pH level and also my sugar levels, all of a sudden when everyone else is having panic attacks and anxiety because there's overabundance of energy, I'm kind of cruising along, and people are like, I don't understand, like, why aren't you like the rest of us? Because I've balanced my system out to be more stable. Now, believe it or not, but here's where I learned this. It was from having fish tanks. Tropical planted fish tanks. So here's the deal. Depending on the kind of fish you have, so I always had tropical fish tanks, so that pH needs to be at 7.0 or just above, okay? I think the lowest on a healthy level is about 6.8 up to about 7.4, something like that. So if you can have your pH at 7.0, which is the beginning of being alkaline, once you drop below that, you start going acidic, okay? So 6.9 and below are acidic. By the way, it's the same thing in your bloodstream and also your system inside your body. So when I first bought fish, I didn't really know about this. I didn't understand that. I remember the guy at the fish store said, hey, make sure you keep it in an alkaline, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. I had no idea what he was talking about. I took the fish home, put them in the tank, and then all of a sudden, about a week later, they were dying. They had little dots on them. Like, what's going on? He's like, oh, man. He goes, your fish tank has probably gone acidic. Here, buy these strips, and you can dip it in the water, and it'll tell you what the pH is. Sure enough, it was like 6.1 or 4, so I don't remember what it was, but it was too low and it caused them to die. By the way, cancer is when you have an acidic system. If you have an alkaline system, it'll get rid of the cancer. It'll keep you from getting cancer. And it'll make you very, very healthy in every way. It'll also help you to lose weight. So there's a couple of tricks. Number one, where I live, we happen to have fairly high alkaline water, okay? The other thing is you can add a pinch of baking soda. Baking soda is very high in alkaline, okay? Now I thought that was the answer, so I put a little bit of I changed the water, and I added a pinch of baking soda, and I waited an hour, I tested it, and sure enough, it went back up to about, I think it was at 7.1 or 7.2, and called the guy at the pet store. He's like, all right, good job. I was like, all right, cool, man, that was easy. So the next morning, now I bought some new fish, by the way. And so the next morning, I checked the tank, and it was acidic again. I'm like, wait, what the hell? It was like 6.6 already. I'm like, well, how is this possible? It's because there was no base for stability. Now, what do I mean? Now, they call it KH in the fish tank community for the water. Now, when you have more KH in there, it stabilizes the pH from doing wild swings going up to going far down, okay? And this is the same thing in your body. So here's the deal. There's a couple things you can do to make it very, very stable. So when you add a little bit of baking soda, it'll slowly, keyword slowly, go up a little bit versus a lot. And that's a good sign because it means you have a very stable tank. Now here's how you do it. There's some things that you can buy. There's some things that you can add. So some of the things you can buy are something called Neutral Regulator 7.0 and their stability, Seacom stability, water conditioner, etc. So essentially what we're doing is we're adding a form of mineral in there to make it very stable. If you have enough of these minerals, it stabilizes the tank. Well, guess what? It's the same thing for your bloodstream. Now in the video before this, I was talking about you're the fire horse and how it's going to be a lot of energy. You have to stabilize your systems. And one of the things I had Googled was about fires, and because this is going to be year of the fire, okay, it's going to burn a lot of things up. So let's see if I can find it real quick here. Okay, so yes, actually saved it. So it says it's about fire. So wood ash from unrelated natural wood, or untreated, natural wood, helps plants grow by acting as a natural fertilizer. Now it's talking about the ash from burnt wood. So it says so it helps plants grow by acting as a natural fertilizer and soil amendment, specifically raising soil pH to neutralize acid while providing potassium, calcium, and magnesium and phosphorus. Okay, so now what these do is these stabilize the system, and anything living thing, when it's in an alkaline base, it becomes healthy, it begins to grow, and even the colors of the fish and the plants will start to look really, really good. Now, I looked up a couple products that you can buy for this. I'm surprised it doesn't have it in there, but one of the things one does say is electrolytes. Now, this is a product for a fish tank, okay? And it says it adds electrolytes. And I thought, that's one thing I learned back then. And as I'm learning about this, I'm like, well, wait a minute. That means that... Now, here, let's look at the other one real quick. Let me pull this up real quick. Again, for the ashes and the fire, it says it begins to neutralize the acid while providing potassium, calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus. Now, this helps plants. It also helps fish tanks, minerals and electrolytes, which are minerals. So all of a sudden, I started realizing the value of minerals. Now, I was never really a big guy in minerals. I was always about protein powders and vitamins. But I never realized that if you can have enough minerals, it acts as a base in your system and it stabilizes your system. And then if you eat healthy green leafy vegetables like celery, watermelon, lettuce, etc., all of a sudden your system shifts into alkaline. And not only that, but it balances your system and gives you stability, which gives you emotional and mental stability. So here's the basics of it. Minerals give your system a base, a solid base, so you don't swing up and down. Okay, so you don't go way up in pH and then crash down in acidic pH. You want your system to be stabilized, okay? And from there, you're going to have a healthy environment, which will cause your emotional system to become more stable. Now, when I said healthy environment, I should have said a stable environment, a stable pH system that doesn't swing. If it goes up slowly. If it goes down slowly. It's very little effect, which keeps you in that healthy range. Now, if you've noticed, it said magnesium, potassium, and I already got rid of it. There was another one it said, but those are the same systems that help out in your system as well. Not only work for plants, but also work for the human system. Sorry, I meant those are the same minerals that help out in the human system as plants, including electrolytes. Now, I'm going to get to that real soon. So the number one goal isn't just to increase minerals or to raise your pH. The number one goal is to stabilize your system by creating a solid base. So number one, increase or begin taking vegetables. So green leafy vegetables have magnesium and potassium and all the other stuff. So number one, we want to eat our leaves, green leafy vegetables such as lettuce. You also want to do celery, especially for men. It has selenium in it. Men, when we have sex, we lose a lot of selenium. We burn up more selenium than women. But women, this is another mineral that will help you too. So eat fresh celery every day, okay, at least 2 stalks. You've got your lettuce. Then you might want to eat avocado. Now, avocado is going to be in the next video. Let me see if it'll be in this video. Hold on. No, that's for the next video, to stabilize your blood sugar. So you can add carrots and do. Here's the deal. It's really simple. If you were to just eat carrots every day, 1 or 2 carrots, and eat 2 stalks of celery, and then add one other thing. Let's say it's lettuce or avocado. You're going to be introducing into your body more minerals. Now, there's a cheat sheet or a cheat thing that I do that's going to help you out. There's a mineral powder that tastes really, really good by a company called Thorne, THORNE.com. It's called Catalyte. This is a very affordable, it's about $31 for this powder. This lasts at least a month. I don't do a whole scoop. Now, I'm a grown male, I'm 200 plus pounds. I do about just under a half a scoop in the morning, and then I may do another half a scoop later on, say at 4 or 5 in the evening. Now, number one, you want to do this first thing in the morning. You want to get your minerals in on an empty stomach, whereas most vitamins they are fat soluble, meaning you need to drink milk or cheese or some kind of meat or something with fat, okay? Not all vitamins, like vitamin C, I don't think you need, and a couple other ones, but most vitamins, they need you to eat something with it. Whereas minerals, you want to eat it on an empty stomach. So if you've, went for like a 5-mile jog, you can then drink that, after that. It'll replenish you, okay? Now, I'm going to simplify all this in a second. It seems complicated. Don't worry about it. I'm going to make it really simple in a second. So here's the deal. This is a multi-mineral. It has calcium, magnesium, lysate, glycinate, zinc, chromium, as nicotine glycinate. It has chloride, sodium is chloride, etc. Potassium. It also has taurine. Now, here's the really cool thing about taurine. It gives you energy in a natural way. It's got 500 milligrams of taurine. It also has vitamin C, thiamine, riboflavin, vitamin B6, folate, vitamin B12, pantothenic acid, etc. This is a complete mineral supplement. That's why this is such a good deal for the price. Now, here's the deal. It has magnesium in it. There's 3 different types of magnesium. I like this magnesium glycinate, okay? Lysate glycinate. I like that one. It works for me well, okay? So here's the thing. If you were to just do half a scoop or just under, now if you're under 150 pounds, do less than half a scoop. You don't need that much. Now, I'm 200 pounds. I do just under half a scoop in the morning. And again, sometimes I'll do, especially if I go for a long bike ride, I'll do another half a scoop or just under half a scoop later on in the day. That's all you have to do. That's it right there. If you just do 1/2 a scoop in the morning, you're going to be fine. If you do that 5 days a week, you're going to be great. That's it, and that little tub is going to last you for about 1.5 months. Now, here's the only other thing you've got to do. Eat 1 or 2 carrots and then 2 stalks of celery after you have lunch or after you have dinner. If you get that much minerals in you, you're going to be great. Okay? Now, if you add some lettuce, now green leafy lettuce, you don't want to do iceberg because there's not very many minerals. You want to get the darker green with the purplish, top. Okay, I forget the name of that. But the darker the green it is, the more minerals and other stuff it's going to have in it, like vitamin A and all the other good, chlorella and all the other good stuff. If you were to just do 1 carrot, 2 stalks of celery, and then just a handful of lettuce, that's all you got to do. You're going to be healthy. Now, here's how I do it. I'm a big believer in fruit. It keeps you healthy. It makes you feel good, etc. So here's what I do. In the winter, I do my citrus. I do a lime drink. Basically I cut lime in half. This is a great drink. It tastes super good, and it's very good for you, and it kills parasites. So here's my routine. I wake up in the morning. I drink a tall glass of water, at least 10 ounces or more, probably more like 12 or 14. Number 1, drink water, wait 5 minutes. Number 2, do a half a scoop or less of the mineral of the Catalyte, okay, from Thorne.com. Then I'll wait about 3 or 4 minutes. Remember, minerals absorb into your system on an empty stomach. So if you eat lunch, maybe wait about 1 hour or 2 hours and then have some. Number 1, water. Number 2, the Catalyte mineral mix. That's it. Or whatever magnesium, mineral supplement you have. And then I'll wait about 5 or 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. And then what I'll do is I will eat a water-rich fruit. Something you squeeze and water comes out, like oranges or watermelon or something like that. Now, in the winter times, fall and winter, I increase my citrus, okay? I love oranges, I love limes, and I love lemons. Now here's what I do. I cut a lemon in half, I squeeze it into a glass, and then I'll pour an equal amount of extra virgin olive oil, okay, on top of that. And then I'll drink that, and then I'll wait about 10 minutes because I'm also doing something which helps for your sugar level. The oil is slow burning, which is really good. That's going to be in the next video. So then I'll wait 10 minutes, and then what I'll do is I'll usually eat one orange, okay, medium sized to large orange, okay, and then I'll let that digest. And then sometimes, here's a special mix that I like to make every morning if I can. One lime cut in half, squeeze it into a glass, and that should be about 6 to 8 ounces of cold water. Number two, I will take some fresh ginger, and I'll use a grater, and I trim off about an inch of the side, and I'll grate that into the glass, or I'll put it in a blender, okay? And then what I'll do, I'll put a pinch of pink salt, that's all it is, and then I'll put 2 dashes of cinnamon, and then I'll blend it, and then I'll put a little bit of honey in it. That is the greatest thing in the world. It tastes delicious, gets you a lot of vitamin C and electrolytes, and here's what else it does for you. So real simple, 1 lime, ginger, pinch of pink salt, and I'll add 2 dashes of cinnamon, and then while I'm blending it, I add the honey, and then I drink it. Now here's what that does for you. Gets you some salt, gets you some mineral, and it also gets you vitamin C. Now here's the other thing it does for you. Ginger kills parasites in your system. Cinnamon irritates the parasites and also helps them to die. Honey suffocates the parasites and kills them. Ginger is antibacterial, honey is antibacterial, so it helps with colds and bad bacteria and all that good stuff. Tall glass of water, do your minerals, and then do this drink, and all of a sudden you're going to start losing weight. You're going to be killing parasites, which gets rid of the bloat. So if you do this every morning, now here's the only other thing I will do with that. I'll eat 3 to 5 fresh cloves. I chew on them, may take a little bit of water to swallow them a little bit after I chew on them for a while. That kills the eggs. So after I drink this, now I may not do the lemon, the orange, and then this lime drink. I may do 2 of them, but most mornings I'll do all 3 because it makes you feel really good. It's really good for the fall and the winter. After I drink that drink, I'll wait about 15-20 minutes, and then I'll have a banana. Now you're getting your potassium, some more vitamins, and some more minerals. So now you've got a really good base going on. Now, when you're eating fruits and vegetables, you're increasing the alkaline. Now, here's the funny thing. Even though lemons and limes and oranges are technically acidic, when they go through your system, they suck out the acid out of your system, not just from them, but also whatever is in there, and it makes you urinate it out, which raises your alkaline. So the funny thing is, believe it or not, but even acidic fruits help you raise your alkaline in your bloodstream, in your system. All right, here's how simple it is. Drink a glass of water, wait a couple minutes. Then drink the Catalyte, get some minerals in you. Again, wait about 5 or 10 minutes. Then eat some kind of citrus. Eat an orange, the lemon mix you can also just squeeze lemon into a little glass of water of about 4 to 5 ounces if you want, and just drink it. Okay, so now you've got 2 sources of vitamin C in you. Now remember, everything like plants have minerals, so you're also adding in minerals when you do this. All right, let me start over. Make it real simple. Number 1, water. Wait 5 minutes. Number 2, add your minerals. Wait 5 to 15 minutes. Number 3, eat some citrus. That's my secret right there. I try to get 2 to 3 forms of citrus, meaning if I don't eat other things, then I'll eat 2 oranges. If I don't eat oranges, I'll do the lemon, and then later I'll do the lime drink. Other than that, the only thing I make myself do every day is 2 stalks of celery and 1 or 2 carrots, okay? Usually I'll try to add something else like lettuce, or let's see what else, or avocado. That's generally what I do every day. Eat the vegetables after your meal. It helps your body digest it better and faster. Alright, so this is video number 1. This stabilizes your pH balance, gets your minerals, and it stabilizes your pH. Now the alkaline, okay, here's one little tip I forgot. Baking soda, super simple. You add a pinch of it in about 3 ounces or 4 ounces of water, and you drink that. Do that once a day or every other day, say 3 days a week. If you only do it 1 day a week, you're going to get a benefit. What it does is it raises the alkaline. Now, if you're getting minerals, especially magnesium, potassium, etc., all of a sudden when you raise the alkaline, it stabilizes it there. And that's what makes you feel emotionally good. In the summer, what I will do is I will increase watermelon and cucumbers. Cucumbers, you can go into the fall, okay? But I especially eat a lot of watermelon because it has a lot of minerals. And here's another thing. It acts as a diuretic. It also cleans out your intestines. And it raises your alkaline. As we go into the fall and say around December, I'll eat apples because apples are just like watermelon. Very high in minerals, they have vitamins, and it's also very high in alkaline. Another thing you might want to start doing is brushing your teeth at least 2 to 3 times a week with baking soda, at least once a day. So 1 time a day, 2 or 3 days a week. You can do it more than that, but that's generally what I do because what it does, it raises the alkaline, which fights against cavities. An alkaline system is a healthy system, so you want it above or at or above 7.0 pH. Now here's the deal, when you're adding electrolytes and minerals into your system, your entire system functions a lot better because now the electricity flows through your brain, flows through your heart, and flows through every muscle in your body and all of your nerves. All of a sudden, you think with clarity. All of a sudden, your body functions better. You feel better. You are emotionally better because your electric system functions off of minerals, which is what transfers electricity. Sodium is another great thing. By the way, that product does have sodium in it, as I read off earlier. Another thing I started doing was adding sodium to my diet. First thing in the morning, I'll just put some sodium in the water that I drink, or I put it on my palm and I literally will lick it off my palm, then I'll drink some water. Sometimes I'll do that twice a day, especially in the summer. When you add minerals and you add salt, for me I use pink salt, you begin to function better. Now, if you're in the Philippines and you have a really high salt or sodium intake, you don't need to add more sodium or more salt. Trust me, you already have enough. If you were to only do 3 things, number 1, add a mineral supplement such as Thorne's Catalyte. Number 2, get some sodium, get some salt in you. Number 3, eat at least 1 banana a day to get your potassium. Your system will function better. If you work a lot in the hot heat sun, you're going to want to eat 2 bananas. So an important mineral is magnesium and also potassium. It's really important to get those into your system. Another thing you can look for is what we call trace minerals. Go to a vitamin store, they'll explain it. Personally though, I would buy this product. It makes it very simple. That's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next video. That one will be a much shorter video. Get your minerals, get your electrolytes, get your magnesium, your potassium, and you're going to feel a lot better. And remember, if you're not in a high salt country like the Philippines, I think Japan does the same thing. I'm not sure about that. But add sodium. It will make you feel stronger. Alright guys, click subscribe, click the like button, go ahead and make a comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Remember to support this channel. There's a PayPal link if you want to go ahead and make a donation right there in the description box. You can also click the 3 little dots that are on the lower right hand corner of the video you're watching. Little heart will pop up with a $sign. That's a thanks button. You can add money there as a donation, or you can buy one of my men or women's dating relationship coaching books. Go to MikeKollin.com. See you in the next video. Bye.